Welcome to kcheebplays, Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. Let's get started. Ulyov was scratching his head. The consumer supply train depot had been stripped of all but the essential deliveries. It seemed to be keeping up now, but how much longer could that be expected? We're a year or so away from bringing another city online, and if we can barely keep food on the shelves now, what then? He thought to himself, well, to ensure deliveries, there are only two options. Repurpose an existing train depot, or build a new one. He wasn't fond of the first idea. That would send a pretty clear message to Mostotress that we were ramping down our construction capabilities. Not a thought he wanted to plant. There were further resources to the north to exploit, even if only to supply other Mostotress projects. Building a new train depot had its own issues, he mumbled to himself. Primarily location. Replacing the aging train CO north of the food and meat factories would be a decent spot, but it will cause more traffic on the main line, and we've been down that road before. South of the same location would work, if we'd thought far enough ahead to build rail access from that direction. Not an option now. Suddenly a third location came to mind. What if we replaced the rail depot near Bramsky? It was barely used, and we had another near the shipyard. That's definitely the way to go, he exclaimed. Ludmila looked up at him from the couch and asked, What's the way to go, love? To the store for some more pickles? We're running low on peanut butter, too. Ulyov laughed. I just don't know how that combination works, but if you're happy, I'm happy. Thank you, my dear, Ludmila said. I am happy. Clarence had been considering his options. He knew he was employable, and with the experience he had, he could have his pick of companies to work for. It just won't be the same without Christoph and Kailinka. Even though they'd grown to a substantial size, Trimagnata still had that personal small company feel, something he wasn't sure he'd get working for Mostotress. Ulyov would still be there, though, he thought. That's something to keep in mind. He and I work well together, most of the time, he laughed to himself. What to do, he wondered. Hi, Cheeb here. Welcome to episode 103 of my playthrough on the Fjordland map. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join me on this little adventure. Appreciate you. Well, we've got a couple of things to deal with. First one that I need to or want to get sorted out is I believe I've got the workers. Here, I think it's over in the city where I didn't have workers assigned for some of the projects, if I'm not mistaken, and there's a pretty decent chance I was. Nobody's assigned here. Wow, my brain just completely stopped working. Let me see what I've got going on here. No, we got all kinds of workers here. Actually, you know what I think it was? It wasn't underground, it was overground. The workers that I need here and here, so we can get some power up and running. And we should do the same for our farm if I'm even going to be coming close to being ready for sowing season in probably about 5 months, something like that. Okay, so we're moving along here. This is seems to be working out okay. I'm just trying to make sure, because I'm going to be leaving here for a second, so I just want to make sure that we've got everything assigned we want to have assigned and working. One thing that I was noticing when I was looking at some of the the distribution issues, we don't have any steel here. And I discovered that, well, let me check this out and see what's happening with this one. This is steel and drop off. Yeah, it's not, it's definitely not working, I don't think. Because it's seems to be picking up all bricks, which means we're not taking much in the way of steel. So what I'm going to try to do is turn back on the Treborov cargo train station for drop-off of steel. Hopefully that works out so we can get some more mechanical components, because that's not good. Now, let me check and see who's on their way and what they're bringing. No one. Okay. Well, maybe that isn't going to be such a good situation. So, what Ulya was talking about is we have this train depot here, and that's going to be more than enough for us to, to supply trains or, anything else that we need. Any cargo wagons. We've got full access to the complete network with that junction right there. And I'm hoping by replacing this, which means I have to sell those, which is fine. Can always buy more. That putting in another train DO to do nothing but distribute, probably split. Let's do this. Split up the work. Is that the one? No. Who's distributing all my materials? Yes. Oh, it's a Lalona. Okay, it's that one. Okay. This was probably another one that I could have tried to squeak another one in here, but they're so far away. I think I still like this idea better. Building one here. Plus it'll give the Bramsky CO something to do as well. So if I can delete this, let me see if I can, if I even can remotely consider this idea before I nuke it. Now I'm looking at the red lines, and this isn't a great situation because I need to leave the road access. The road down this side I'm not overly concerned about right there, and this piece up here, because they've got that road access there. It's just this road back out. So if I can get this placed reasonably, it looks like I can. Oh, maybe. Oh no, that's the road that's in the way there. Yeah, looks like I can get it in. It's not going to line up very nicely. Not by a long shot. And then where do I run my road? That's the next question. Actually, if I tee this, flip it around, I can get my road out that direction. That might work out better. Well, yeah, it will, because you have road access then. Yeah, I think that's about the only way. And like I said, when we're building our next city, or our next city is ready to get going. Let me take this back to about here. When our next city is about to get going, there's no way that the distribution that we have here is going to be enough to cover off that hole. Yeah, sorry, just making sure that I wasn't taking the wrong road out. Isn't going to be enough to deliver the food everywhere we need need for it to get to. And that will fit. She's a snug one, but looks like it will go. We'll get, I think our CO up here is, why don't we just turn that all on, and then it should jump right on that and I don't have to babysit it. Now I'm gonna build, and this is probably gonna look it's not the worst, not the best. Wow, I just noticed all those signals that I don't have, excuse me, laid out very well. And I think these guys were set up to auto search. Yep, they're good to go. And now I think I'm going to have to leave these. So what I'm noticing here now is that we don't have any of the chain-in stuff organized there. Oh, I see. And there's a crossover. That's why these are doubled up. So, okay. That's going to work. Could have actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to quickly pause this because I can see that there's a kink here. So if I take this a little further back, I can make that look half decent. Oh, thank you. You can see where I get an angle there. Just want to move this here so I can get them about at the same spot. Yeah, that definitely looks better. Yeah, okay, we'll let her run. Hopefully doesn't take too much. More messages. Train. Back in our construction world. Oh, we've got a standoff, do we? All over the place. Where are you headed? Okay, I can just send you home then, I think. We'll see who wins this race. No. What's going to happen here? Who's going to win? Or you're all just going to fight each other. Okay. Even better. Which piece of track is this? That's that one. I definitely want that one to be worked on because it's going to take the longest. And I think that one can wait for the time being. Ah, man. Causing myself grief. I should have just told him to ignore that signal and go back. I should have figured that all out before I got happy with the buttons. Oh, and something else that I meant to tell you too. I've been a little bit on the remiss side for talking to you about coming and joining us on the Leaky's Discord. Lots of good conversation, playing a bunch of different games, having a lot of fun. So if you feel so inclined, pop over and check in on us. Give us a shout, say hi. It's a friendly group. There's been more than a little bit of pain in the neck for me when it comes to sound issues. And late last week and a little bit on the weekend, I did a bunch of testing and experimenting with things, and I think I've come up with a reasonable setup now, which is basically no setup. So I don't do any processing of the sound signals. None of the things that the experts on YouTube advised me to do that seemed to cause with my system snaps and crackles and pops. So basically what you're hearing now is my voice unaltered by any equalizers, compressors, or expanders, and I think the solution is better in terms of that. Oh, it definitely is better than that. I've landed on something reasonable there. The situation that I'm going to have, though, is not being able to... not being able to control the volume of my voice as well. So I sincerely hope it doesn't cause too much in the way of issues for you being able to hear what I'm saying, if it's even something that you need or want. But that being said, whoops, wrong buttons. That being said, when you're doing these things, you definitely want to be heard. So, where am I going? I can't do two things at once. Sorry. What I would like is some feedback. If you guys can't hear me, or I'm too loud, or at different parts of the video, the volume just isn't appropriate. So, yeah, please do let me know. It's important to me to provide, decent content. Okay, I'm gonna try this and see what happens. I don't know where you're going. I thought you were coming down here to work. You were going up there to turn around? Wow. That's something. That is something. Okay, well, it is what it is. Now, what are some of the other things that I've been mucking about with lately? We had... haven't really checked on what's happening here. Loading everything up. And where are you hiding right now? I think you're on your way over for the first delivery, so we should be there reasonably soon. One other thing that I wanted to check on too was the planes. Yeah, the planes. I just wanted to, because these buses are somewhat intermittent and don't necessarily always line up with when tourists are here, so I wanted to make sure that the people that do land here actually end up over in the hotels spending money. That would be a good thing. Oh, where are you right now? Okay, so you're on your way back, okay? Oh, you're right there. Perfect. So now I just wanted to watch and see what happened to all of the the tourists, and in this case it was the ruble spending tourists. I can probably make that a little bit better too while I'm at it here. Airplane road. I think it's road that I want. Yeah. Just makes that go away. like I placed them perfectly. Okay, get a little opportunity to see the airport in action. We've just missed the bus, of course. Should be another one on their way back. Yeah, he's on his way here now, so really is a matter of luck of the draw, I think. Now, next question is everybody going to get off? He filled up with fuel, and it didn't even look like anybody unloaded. Odd. Oh. Tisk tisk. I mean, I've been running these planes for how long? And nobody's been getting off. Oh, oh, passengers. Tourists, please. I don't care about passengers. That is funny. Okay, we got one more plane coming in right now. I got a taxi far too long. Just telling me I could probably put one in here to get them to come out here so they can maybe take off. It might be something to consider. Sorry for the wait on this. I'm just way too curious to see what what happens. And these are more of our Soviet friends. Oh my Lord. What is wrong with me? Tourists. There. Unbelievable. I'll get it right sooner or later. It's one other thing that I noticed too with the buses without end stations. It seems like they get kind of backed up here, and we do definitely. Yeah, we got tourists now waiting. Yay! And nobody on there. These guys are probably still loaded. Excellent. Okay. Got that little situation sorted out. Those are our Western friends. Okay. Probably want to check, and we do. Okay. This is our third tanker. We've got 2 on that line. And our fuel situation. We will get you going. Go make us some money. And sorry for the jump here. What's getting made next? Right, that's our cargo ship for our second set of alumina. Okay, that's fine. It happens. You will get unloaded. That's, yeah, the twin to this one. And we got lots. Okay, good. How much construction do we have going on here? Not much there, which means, well, there's all the power and fuel line that's going on there. Is it 3? What are you guys working on these days? Some roads. Oops. Missed out. I'm going to get you delivering materials to all our other support buildings. get a head start on that. I definitely want our main Copty Slaw gang working here. Yep, and we've got the full line dealt with. Yes, yes. I'm gonna need people there, and it looks like that's all laid out, except for the power here. So that should keep everybody busy for a while. And let's go check. Should have. And or we just build them so fast now that. Let's see. Oh no, they've taken their full load of cement trucks. Don't think I need this one anymore. Oh, that's interesting. What I wanted to have was this. Like, you know me, I like to keep track of what I'm working on for rail because it requires a fair amount of babysitting. Get some of it done. Next section going to town. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I don't know if I want to bring any more trains in here to gum things up worse than they already are. Let's go see how we're doing at our little reconfig. Well, definitely bringing people. And we're getting materials, so that's nice. And the rail is done. No time at all. Let's see, signalize what we've got. I think that's fine. Got our diamond crossing there so they get in and out. No issues. Only problem is, well, we'll see what whether there's a problem there or not. Just if it, yeah, no, they should be fine. Waiting coming in because it's mostly going to be when they leave that we have the situation being dealt with. So, and notify me when I'm finished. Sure, never use that, and I should. And I don't have to jump all over the place. Make everybody dizzy. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to just touch on was there was definitely some places in here that I could have squeezed another train DO in. You know, there's an angled piece here, possibly in the middle here. Don't think I would have had too much trouble, but the problem that I would have had was getting into this warehouse because you can only get to it from this direction, and the same situation for our meat. We can only get to it from this direction, so basically needed to have something either up off this line, like I could have put another one here, or, you know, down where I ended up putting it. So I think it's all good though. Definitely have more than enough meat. Food is good. And how are we looking for crops? Oh, I've got a safety net out there. Let's try that without short term, or at least until we get closer to 1900. That's nice to see. Closer to our sowing time, even harvest time. 3300. Yeah, they're definitely collecting crops. Sorry, had a little mouth trouble there. Yeah, so there's quite a few crops on the field right now. And we're done there. Let's see, is it 6? May as well continue on. That will take us to the end, because they haven't been working, or haven't needed them to be doing any work recently. Again, I'm trying to get myself all organized for getting fuel in and over, so that we can get our helicopter fire department organized. It's a concern. You get a bunch of stuff up and built, and rebuilding is never all that much fun, but let's see. Oh, you're built. Okay, nice. No power supply. That's fine for now. Really like that piece to get finished. And then we also have to do the electrification of that leg in. And snow. Just wondering if I risk it. Do I risk it? Bringing more train or construction in. I'm babysitting it anyway, so it's not necessarily like they're going to be left to their own devices, but because they will need some help. You saw that earlier already. It's our pumping stations. Those aren't necessary just yet. Not until we get all our ships dealt with. Let's have a peek at our supply. Oh, we're not having any issue keeping that those filled. Fuel, no. Okay. It's our worker scenario. And I think they're trying to fill this back up again. That's full. Yeah, it is this one that's going up, so that's good. Maybe stabilizing the fuel situation. I think I finally got my head around what needs to happen in here. You're coming to pick some fuel up, which means we will get diverted. Should be all right. Well, I think what I'm going to do, now that we're back into watch and not really learn, but just watch and babysit and reassign as we need. I'm going to do probably about a 20-minute time lapse. So we'll catch you on the other side. Right, I'm back. Seemed like a fast 20 minutes, but we got a few things dealt with. Some stuff that's getting closer to be finished, 3 days away. Just need another shipment of workers in. Should be getting that dealt with. One quick thing that I just wanted to run past you. You probably saw me puzzling over this fuel scenario here. And I think what it probably would have been a better way to set this up, rather than having from the fuel here a line that goes, down here directly that way, would have been smarter of me to set an underground pumping station there like this one, and then I can use my priorities to prioritize the fuel for this tank, so that we've always got fuel that we can deliver to the Republic versus the export, which is the way it's working now. Obviously, we're prioritizing the fuel that gets loaded in here. So something to consider in your setups if you have something like that, and something I may do, may not do. I think I got enough on the go right now. And the other thing that I was looking at was where we were now. Well, at one point we had guests without service, which wasn't too cool. Why are we short on electronics and all that stuff? There's plenty here. Yeah, everybody can get to it. You got no reason to be short on anything. Anyway, I think we're getting there. Another couple episodes, and hoping that we've got this all sorted out. I can probably, just as one last piece, just to get one more thing out of the way. Electrify this one as well. Set these guys to start working on this one. What? Is this electrified already? No. No. Just that one. There. Okay. That was hard. Then I don't have to worry about that section at this point. We should be able to get some fuel down. Anyway, we've got the start of a bunch of materials getting delivered down here, kind of trying to get ahead of the game while they're building the pipeline for the fuel across here. And our helicopter fire station's good to go. You saw I switched gears over here. Just need to get the helicopters for the station. We're not in a position to start using that stuff right now anyway, so it's all good. We'll just cross our fingers we don't have a fire down here. So anyway, thanks for hanging with me today. Appreciate that, and we will catch you in the next one. Have yourself a great day. Cheers.